So we have yet another example of Elizabeth Warren not willing to stand up for her supposed friend and ally, Bernie Sanders. So this is on CBS this morning. Let's take a look.
Were you surprised at that conversation where you accused him of calling you a liar on national TV that we all got to hear it? Were you hoping that that would be a private moment between the two of you? And what is it like between you and...
You have to be, I don't know, living in a cave or just not really aware of what's going on to think that Elizabeth Warren didn't know that that exchange between her and Bernie Sanders after that last debate in Iowa wouldn't be caught. The audio wouldn't be picked up. So she knew it was going to happen. It was a political move, a political stunt. It, basically trying to, again, a character assassinate Bernie Sanders, and just not a good look, Elizabeth Warren. Not a good look.
Sanders today. But first, were you surprised that we all got to hear that conversation?
So Bernie and I have worked together.
So this is the part that I find so agitating about Elizabeth Warren with regards to this whole situation. All right, hold on. If you really wanted, hold on, let's listen to that again real quick.
Between the two of you, and what is it like between you and Senator Sanders today? But first, were you surprised that we all got to hear that conversation?
So she would not, she wanted that conversation to get out, and if she really wanted to keep it private, then you probably wouldn't have done it right after the debate when you known that audio would have been picked up. You're not stupid, Elizabeth Warren. You're a very intelligent person. You knew that audio was going to get recorded. You know it was going to get leaked. It was planned. It was an attack on your part and your campaign's part against Bernie Sanders.
Bernie and I have worked together for a very long time,
yes,
and we continue to do so. I've said all I'm going to say about this.
I mean, if you really wanted this to have been out of the news cycle by now, Elizabeth Warren, you wouldn't have went up to him and said what you did after the debate. You could easily have gotten in contact with him, send him a text, call him, set up a meeting or something that would have been in private if you really wanted to make this go away, but you didn't. But you seeing that it's kind of been backfiring on your part, so I think that's why now you're trying to distance yourself from it.
Of an impeachment trial, the third in the history of the United States of
Which unfortunately nothing's going to happen from that. Republicans, I doubt if any, are going to vote to convict on either charge, so nothing's going to happen with impeachment.
Have you two worked out your differences?
And the Democrats...
Why could you not just say that we've worked out our differences? I've had this working relationship with him for a long time, like she said. He reached out to him, or he reached out to me, or I reached out to him, or something happened. But she can't even say that. And Bernie honestly and legitimately thinks of Elizabeth Warren as his friend, and his partner and ally. But you see how Elizabeth Warren has been treating Bernie Sanders lately. She definitely doesn't view or treat Bernie Sanders as a friend, and that's pretty sad.
All working together on this. We want to see a fair trial. We want to see the witnesses. That's where the Republicans are.
Have you and Senator Sanders worked out your differences? I'm not asking to go back. I'm asking to go.
And again, that's a simple question. And why could you not just say, we haven't had time to meet to discuss this yet. We've really been running this really busy campaign. We're trying to get elected, something like that. But you're just giving the impression that there's still some animosity between, or from you towards Bernie Sanders. And if you want it to go away, then, say things are okay, or say that, you're going to work on them really soon, or something like that. What you're saying now isn't going to push it out of the news cycle.
No,
have you two worked out your differences?
You can ask this however you want, but you're going to get the same answer. I've said all I'm going to say.
Hillary Clinton said that no one likes Bernie Sanders and no one in the Senate wanted to work with him. Is she right?
And why could... So sorry. I'll wait. I'll let her respond before
I'm not going there. Look.
Why could you not... It's a simple question. He's asking you, because Hillary Clinton in that totally just blatant smear job of Bernie Sanders in that interview she did with the Hollywood Reporter. Elizabeth Warren, why can't you say, that that Bernie Sanders, has allies in the Senate, including me. I've worked with him on so and so issue, along with all these other people. I don't know why Hillary Clinton would have said that.
We are trying right now to manage an impeachment trial and at the same time to talk about why we're running for president.
What is so difficult about saying that Bernie Sanders has friends and allies, or pointing out the fact that he has the most individual campaign contributions in U.S. History at this point in time for his campaign, or the record amount of young people that are contributing to his campaign, or but again, she's not really all that progressive in a lot of ways, and she doesn't want to alienate the neoliberal status quo centrists who control a lot of power within the Democratic establishment, and because she's very much tied into that. And again, she just wants to make these tweaks, around the edges, and Bernie Sanders is more about a a revolution of values and priorities, and how our country is run, how we treat people. And Elizabeth Warren is just more about making these, again, small changes around the edges. And that's why she's not willing to call out Hillary Clinton for that blatant smear job that she, just totally lobbed at that little smear job grenade at Bernie Sanders' feet. And again, Bernie thinks of Elizabeth Warren as one of his good friends, and she's not even willing to stick up for him and saying that she is his friend in the Senate, that he has other friends in politics, or just citing that the millions of people that support him. Again, nice job throwing Bernie Sanders under the bus in order to favor Hillary Clinton in the establishment.
Worse and worse for everyone else.
So, Senator,
that's corruption. It's about this impeachment trial.
So, Senator, I want to get you on a campaign.
So that's Elizabeth Warren. Again, another disappointing performance when asked, a pretty simple question about Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton was criticizing him relentlessly, saying he got nothing done in the Senate, didn't have any friends, and Elizabeth Warren gave a total non-answer and just changed the subject and wouldn't stick up for Bernie Sanders, the most popular senator in the United States, 65% approval rating. Elizabeth Warren, I believe, was the 48th or 49th most popular in a recent survey that came out. And I mean, you can see why when people like Elizabeth Warren can't even answer a simple question and, stand up and support their supposed friend when they are attacked in the media by these status quo neoliberal hacks like Hillary Clinton. Elizabeth Warren can't even stick up for Bernie Sanders in any way whatsoever, and it's just totally and utterly disappointing and underwhelming on Elizabeth Warren's part. And just again, Bernie's the only choice. He's the only one who's going to get into the Oval Office, and from day one going to fight for these really important things that the working people in the U.S. need, like Medicare for all, like free college, like canceling student loan debt, like getting a Green New Deal passed, like instituting a living wage, like reinstating, higher corporate taxes and higher marginal tax rate, and all these really important policies and platforms that we need to get implemented in order, for the United States not to continue to just crumble into nothingness for this just soulless and vainless neoliberal capitalism, that we're currently just raining down austerity and privatization and poverty and inequality, and just really detrimentally impacting the lives of the working people in the U.S. in a really hugely negative ways in terms of health, education, life expectancy, mental health, depression, all these various ailments. And Bernie Sanders is the only candidate who really has that, just really wide-reaching vision of how to, have that radical transformation of values that Martin Luther King called for back in the 60s. And, Bernie Sanders definitely represents that ethos and wants to radically transform the country. And again, Elizabeth Warren isn't even willing to lightly criticize Hillary Clinton for the massive smear job she lobbied against Bernie Sanders. That tells you everything you need to know. How could you really honestly support Elizabeth Warren after that, not willing to stick up for Bernie after that smear job that HRC lobbied in that Hollywood Reporter interview? So again, Bernie's the only choice. He's surging at the right time. It's like 10 days or maybe a week until the Iowa caucuses. So again, let's keep up the momentum, make sure Bernie's the Democratic nominee, and he will beat Donald Trump. Peace.